Our program is called the Chevron Phillips Scholar Mentor Program. And basically it's older students, so juniors and seniors, who are tutoring the sophomore chemical engineering students. They ask us questions on homework, and so we'll help them with the homework. And in addition to that, we also do events to connect with them, because we're not just tutors, we're also mentors. So we'll be connecting with them as well through these events where we just hang out usually whenever it's not COVID season. We'll organize like movies or game nights, things like that.
I think it's a culture shock to a lot of the students because they're just entering the engineering work and the kind of culture. So it's hard in that sense. It's an adjustment. The main thing the students are receiving is our support and that feeling of support that they receive during the mentoring. I know a lot of students have talked to me and expressed thanks. They've told me, like, I don't know what I would have done without the mentors. It can be really confusing or disorienting to be in those classes and not know what's going on, or even just engineering in general. So we're someone they can turn to, and I think that's really valuable to them.
The goal is to basically help keep more people in chemical engineering, because I think that they realized before they had this program that a lot of people were dropping out sophomore year. I think that's why we tutor people specifically in the sophomore year, because like what we said earlier, it can be a culture shock. People don't know how to deal with that a lot of times. Maybe they don't feel like they're comfortable going to professor office hours, or they don't know how to read the textbook to get as much information as they can. They just don't know the resources available to them. And so because they created this program, they've seen the numbers go up in people who stay in the major. I think that an additional goal could be helping people decide if chemical engineering is right for them. Right? Because we want to keep chemical engineers in the program, but there are some people, it's true that chemical engineering is just not their major. And so we can kind of help in that area too. We'd never turn somebody away and say, you can't do this. But some people, if they really are struggling, sometimes you have to have that conversation of, do you want to do this? Is this major right for you? So we can also help with that. A lot of the mentees in our club or our program become mentors, and that's exactly what happened to me, where in my sophomore year I had a little bit of that shell shock feeling, and I wasn't doing as well on the homeworks as I did in my math classes. So I went to the mentors and they mentored me, and it was a great experience. I mean, they changed the trajectory of my major and my career. And so because I got that experience, because I saw how well they mentored me and how much of a difference it made for me, that made me want to become a mentor too.
It's pretty much the same story for me. I came into contact with one of the Chevron Phillips mentors. So I'm actually part of another mentor program here on campus. When I got into my section, there were actually two other chemical engineering students who were also mentors, who were both a year older than me. One of them was a Chevron Phillips mentor and another one wasn't, but they both kind of took me under their wing. They encouraged me to do a lot of things, especially the mentor program, and it feels kind of like paying it forward.